The 359 is sponsored by USB Technology. The USB Implementers Forum reminds consumers that USB IF logos are displayed on certified USB products. So the next time you're shopping for a reliable USB charger, cable, or device, look for the logos. Get the whole story at enablingus.org.
Welcome to the 359. I'm Roger Chang.
I'm Alfred Ng.
Concerts are no longer just about the music. Our resident Drake superfan,
I can't
Alfred
believe you're saying
Ng,
this.
was at the artist's concert at Madison Square Garden earlier this week, and he's here to break down the technology. Actually, a lot of technology that was in the show, right?
Yeah, there's a lot of tech going on at Drake's concert, of whom I am not a super fan. One of it, like when he's performing, In My Feelings, the whole stage turns into this giant iPhone 10.
Right.
There's another part where there's like some basketball challenge where the stage looks like this Tron thing going on. It's like
The Tron version of a basketball court. Yeah.
And then,
let's talk about the drones though.
Yeah, that's the most technologically advanced thing going on there.
Right.
So they had about 88 drones fly out to two of his songs and like kind of do this whole choreo thing. At one point, they're all flying around him like he's in like the middle of some sort of drone tornado.
Right.
And they're all autonomous. So there's no pilot there like controlling these things. And I've seen the drone show at the Bellagio from Intel during CES.
Yep.
And I have to say, like, this one definitely looked a lot more advanced than that one did. But it might be because they were much closer. So Intel's drones are really good for like outdoor shows, like when they did the Super Bowl or the Olympics. Mm-hmm. These are all focused on being indoors, which is a lot more challenging because you don't really have a GPS outside or anything like that.
The space is smaller, right?
Yeah. So what they do is they have this kind of like small satellite inside. They call it the Kedge Localization Unit.
Sure.
Just think of it like a small satellite indoors that like scans the entire place, and then like it basically makes a small GPS map of the building that you're in.
Right.
And then it sends coordinates to these drones and tells them like you should be here at this time and like where you should go and all that.
And the key thing here is a lot of this is automated, right? It's not like individual pilots or anything.
Yeah, so they basically just spend maybe like a day or two teaching like the tour crew like how you should do this, and then they send them on their way. If there's anything that goes wrong with it, they can like take it over from like remotely, so they don't need to go on tour with Drake or anybody like that. And I looked at the remote control for it. It only had like 4 buttons. This thing looks simpler to understand.
And it's literally like play and stop or something.
Yeah, it's like play, stop, abort, and then like start or something like that. Yeah.
Got it. So, all right. ZTE is taking a big step towards its comeback with the debut of the Axon 9 Pro. This is the first phone since the company has come back, really was virtually left for dead after those U.S. sanctions forced it to stop its operations. As you remember, President Trump stepped in, forced a compromise between the Commerce Department and ZTE, allowing the company to get back in business. This phone, by the way, isn't available in the U.S., but what do you think? Like, this is, they've had this kind of huge controversy scandal around them. Is ZTE kind of dead in the U.S.?
Is there like a hidden app on the phone that's just like "Thank you, America," for sparing us? Or
well, since it's not coming to the U.S., I highly doubt it. But maybe for the Axon 9, Axon 10
deal.
Pro, it's part of the deal. Like, part of the settlements, every phone's got to like pop up like, "We love America.
America's the greatest.
America's the greatest." But what do you think? Like, you think ZTE's reputation is damaged irreparably?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Like, that's it. We're done.
Yeah, I mean, like, even though like they continue to make productions, like it's very hard to win over like perception of you make like one mistake, and like ZTE has. But the thing is, like, a lot of the reasons why it was banned from like production was not like a security issue or anything like
wasn't.
That. It was more about like
they were dealing with Iran and North Korea.
Yeah. Yep. So,
all right. Lastly, Twitter was offering an interesting test. It was a recommendation list for who to unfollow on your Twitter list.
Yeah, so it was like an automated set of accounts that they would pop up that like you don't really engage with that much. And the idea is like, well, hey, if you're not really talking to this person, like maybe unfollow them. Maybe you have a better experience on Twitter that way.
Right.
So it was like a very limited test. Twitter said they only showed it like a small amount of people. And the idea was that, if you followed people that you interact with a lot, maybe you'll have a better time on social media.
Though this is very counterintuitive to how a social network usually works, right?
Yes.
It's all about building up connections, having a big follower base, having more people follow you, and just this is sort of the opposite of that.
I'm very into it, though. I'm very into, hey, you know what? I'm not friends with you anymore because Twitter told me not to be.
It's not about quantity, it's about quality.
Yep.
All right, for more of these stories, check us out on CNET. I'm Roger Chang.
I'm Alfred Ng.
Thanks for listening. Hello, people. We're here.
All right, thanks everybody for joining us for the recording of the audio podcast. It'll publish later. You can find out how to subscribe by looking in the links below. In the meantime, as always, go ahead and send in questions and comments. I know for some of you out in YouTube land, the encoder was giving you a little bit of trouble, so we apologize for that. I hope it's fixed. Keep me posted. Thanks for telling me in the first place. In the meantime, the first question that's coming up is for Alfred, and it's what is the life and battery like for these drones?
Yeah, that's a good question.
but
So they're meant to basically last anywhere from like 4 to 8 minutes, but they go right back to their charging stations
Yep.
right after, and they can be fully charged within an hour. Obviously, it doesn't take an hour in between the songs or anything like that. But yeah, they can be fully charged within an hour, and they like are supposed to fly from like 4 to 8 minutes, which is the perfect amount of time for like a short performance, like
That's
a song
true.
or something
For like a
like
song,
that. Yeah.
And then, although we didn't get into this, but the drones weren't even the most visually stunning part of the show, right? You mentioned a flying Ferrari.
Yes. So
Break that down for me. How is there a flying Ferrari?
Okay, so this one was more it was like a balloon kind of like. Have you ever seen those like flying like shark balloons or
Yep.
whatever? Yeah, so it was
It's like
basically that. At first I thought like, oh, like do they have it on like wires or something like that?
Yeah.
And then I noticed
So it
that,
looked like a legit Ferrari.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. But it was like, it was just basically a big balloon with a propeller in the back, like controlling where it was going. Yeah, that got a lot more attention than these drones did.
Right.
I would argue that like, it's hard to tell the difference right now with these drones between like are those like the lights that are just on stage, or are they actual like drones flying around? Like I asked people around me what they thought of them, and they didn't really
there it is, the
notice
flying
them.
Ferrari.
Yeah, there it is.
I mean, yeah, it looks it looks legit. I mean,
Yeah, I don't want to stand under that.
and then you also saw we didn't get a chance. Well, folks watching the video saw this. This wasn't just the only instance where a drone was used in a show. Cirque du Soleil had one, right?
Yeah.
We saw some footage of the lamp ones.
Yeah,
right?
and it's from the same company actually.
Okay.
So yeah, they partnered with Cirque du Soleil for these drones that like they were quadcopters though, so they were a different model.
Okay.
And they had like these lampshades around them. Obviously, these drones also have the light, so like in their show, it kind of looks like they're.
So this is the drone. This is Cirque du Soleil show.
This is
Okay.
that's the lamp one.
Oh yeah,
though.
yeah.
Yeah, it looks like way cooler than what I saw.
Yeah, that looks like a million times better.
Yeah, but to be fair though, they also had a lot more time to like prep for
Okay.
that. So with the
Okay.
Drake show, they got the request and sent them to the production crew in like less than 30 days.
Okay, and how long did the Cirque du Soleil one take?
That I don't know, but
Okay. But longer.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
So essentially, they're just drone puppies following him around.
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying?
they're drone what?
Puppies.
Puppies? I don't know if they're puppies. I wouldn't
Well,
want
they're
to
like
pet one.
drone fireflies.
Yeah, fireflies is a better way to call it. Yeah.
That are more coordinated
my
than fireflies.
my dream is to have Owl City do a concert with they only perform fireflies and that's the ultimate culmination of this technology. There's no better use of it.
It was interesting though. Sort of the end of your story, you kind of mentioned how beyond these big scale events, they kind of see an opportunity for smaller scale stuff, like at weddings, at I don't know, reunions, like smaller, more intimate gatherings.
Because of the way that these things are used, like because it's so simple, the idea is, with other like big spectacles, you kind of have to have all these like pilots and like engineers. Right. Even though they're autonomous, they have to be there to make sure nothing goes wrong or anything like that. So what they want to do though is like, for a wedding or for like a birthday party or something like that, like it's so simple that you can just order them in and then like they'll just do it on their own.
Oh my God. How soon before we see drones performing at weddings? Or is that already a thing? I don't even know.
It might be actually. It might I'm sure somebody out there has done that.
Right.
They could have Crazy Rich Asians in that scene. They could have just waited for these drones to be available instead. I'm not gonna spoil it just in case no one's seen it.
You should watch it either way.
Or don't. I'm not advertising.
You should
anything.
watch it. I'm saying that. I liked it. Anyway, go on, Brian.
Well, the drone thing's kind of cool just because it's a new level of special effect for live entertainment.
Yes.
And we've been limited to things that you can either pick up or tie to a string or project on a stage. It's kind of cool to see this implemented there. I wonder how soon until we see that in like a 4K movie or 4D movie theater, though.
Oh yeah, that would be cool.
Ooh, yeah.
My biggest annoyance with it though is, and this is not a knock on any company or any drone show or anything like that, is that the inevitable factor that will come is now you'll have advertisements with drones like at night in the sky and stuff, which
it goes back to like Minority Report and like every sci-fi movie with like these floating ad banners.
Yeah,
that
and it's
follow
like,
If you're
you
gonna
around.
say a sci-fi movie, at least say Blade Runner, dude. Like, at least give it a good one.
Wait, Minority Report's a good movie.
No, it's not.
Come on, we reference Minority Report all the time.
That's
I've actually
your
never
problem, not
watched
mine.
Minority Report.
What?
I've never watched Minority Report.
It's extremely prescient.
Until the new Blade Runner came out, I actually never watched the original Blade Runner either.
Okay.
I
I
should
mean,
have.
you weren't alive during the original. Were you?
I don't know if I was alive during Minority Report.
Neither was I, to
Oh
be
my
fair.
gosh.
When did Minority Report come out? Anyway, the point is that
anyways.
like
One.
ads in the sky are terrible,
Right.
and it's inevitable that this will happen
It's
with
terrible,
drones.
but yeah, we're definitely gonna see them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't wait for like 80 to 100 like small drones in the sky riding like drink Pepsi or something. To be fair, like the Goodyear blimp did that as well, but I think
Right.
it's much more feasible with drones.
Yeah. And the blimp was just the one blimp.
Yeah.
You could like send hundreds, thousands of these things out there, just giving everyone terrible, inescapable ads.
Yeah, but the good news is they only last 8 minutes, so they're just gonna like dive bomb.
Oh, for
Okay,
now.
an 8-minute commercial though, that's ridiculous.
The Goodyear blimp stayed up for like a day.
Yeah, but you
but
only
it's-
saw it for
you
like
saw it for a
30
little while and then
seconds.
floated away. Like, could you imagine the drones just keep following you?
Oh my god, that'd be awful. Wouldn't
It's
that,
like-
they just chase you down?
Yeah.
I was picturing in my head when I was talking about the 4D movies, like, wouldn't it be cool to see something like Alfred Hitchcock's The Birds, and they
Oh,
dress
yeah.
the drones
Oh,
up like
have the
birds,
bird,
and
like
they
have the
just
drones fly around.
buzz you in the
Yeah.
theater. But now it's just like you said, Pepsi.
So an interesting part of so like Verity Studios drones is that like, so they're not also trying to use it just for shows. At the demo that I went to the next day, they showed off like, oh, we can use this for like business cases too. Like they showed an example of these drones like being taught to recognize like barcodes. So they're in a warehouse and they're going around scanning everything. So the guy that made Verity Studios, he was also a co-founder of Kivit or something like that. That like they were sold to Amazon and that's now Amazon Robotics. But he
okay.
developed all this AI for bots that like can go around and scan like
Okay.
barcodes and stuff.
Okay.
And like that's like Amazon uses like his technology now basically. So he's saying like we can apply this to drones as well. And he showed this like demo video of like these drones flying around a warehouse and like scanning the barcodes and like moving on and stuff. So it was pretty cool like from that perspective.
Okay. Cool.
So let's switch topics and talk about ZTE. This is coming in from Jacob Lombardo. The Chinese manufacturers of phones aren't going to get any popularity in the U.S. unless they're sold in carriers. No manufacturer has partnered with Verizon, which is the largest in the U.S., and that's why they're not popular. Are they going to change that? How are they going to change that? And any idea of manufacturers potentially partnering with carriers?
So that's not entirely accurate. Actually, ZTE probably has had the best track record. They've sold phones through carriers for a number of years. I would say they probably had the most success out of the batch of Chinese handset makers that are out there. They had their name in Madison Square Garden. I believe they're a big sponsor at the Golden State Warriors Arena. I forget what the name of the arena is there.
Oracle?
Oracle Arena, and
Yeah.
then the Houston one as well. And they've had phones at AT&T, Cricket, T-Mobile, most of the carriers, usually budget phones, which is why you didn't hear a lot about them. I think the Axon Duo, what was that dual screen phone? The Axon M,
Yeah.
right? The two screen phone that folds, that was sold as a pseudo flagship phone at AT&T. It saw whatever.
Wait, that was actually sold?
It was actually people.
I
actually,
thought that was like a concept phone thing.
No. That was a legit phone that was sold at AT&T stores. I don't know how well it did. Probably not that well.
Probably not that well.
But I think that's the big question mark now. Is now that ZTE is back from this controversy, they still have all this baggage. Will any of the U.S. carriers work with them? It's interesting to note that we reported that T-Mobile will be partnering with OnePlus, another Chinese handset maker, for the OnePlus 6T. That is one example of a company that's got a decent amount of buzz partnering with a U.S. carrier. So you can see a little bit more you can be a little bit more hopeful on that deal. But with ZTE, it's at this point lots of question marks about how they'll be able to thrive in the U.S.
Switching gears again, let's talk about Twitter. I love this question from Hunter Lee. What do you do when Twitter recommends you unfollow your partner because you don't interact with them enough?
Do it.
Ooh, do it.
Do
yeah.
it.
That's a statement move right there.
Well, I mean, why would you tweet at somebody you live with, potentially?
That's
Yeah,
true.
that's the thing. Like I don't interact with my partner on social media at all, just because I'm like, I talk to you every day. I don't understand. Actually, I will interact with her if I'm making fun of her publicly. So
You were a great boyfriend.
yeah. But yeah, I mean, but there's been a lot of articles on like, you know, how relationships change once, like, now that like social media is such a big part of your lives. There's an article, I believe it was either in the Atlantic or the Daily Beast at the time, where the idea was like, oh, if you don't view your partner's like Instagram stories, like they think that you're like ignoring them or something like that.
Jeez.
You were probably there.
That's a lot of pressure.
Why would you look at the story when you were already there?
What if you weren't there though?
Maybe you're not, but potentially you are. What the hell is that argument?
I don't know, but it's, you know, kids these days.
Yeah, those darn kids.
The youngins.
Us old folks here. Yeah, we just don't understand it. It's confusing to us.
I like, so I follow my partner out of like a courtesy kind of thing. I don't really.
Oh my god, that's awesome.
I don't like. She knows this. She knows that like I don't like or comment on any post.
Right.
So it's just like, yeah.
I don't know. On Facebook, my wife and I, we comment and like each other's posts all the time.
Yeah, we don't do that.
I mean, she's not on. Well, she's on Instagram like in stealth mode. She's not on Twitter at all. So I think the Twitter one is the one that's most interesting because it's not necessarily friends, right? Twitter's not a platform.
I would say this for Twitter: if it's getting in the way of your relationship or your friendship with somebody, you should probably unfollow them. There's so many.
If it's getting in the way of your relationship, you should probably stop using Twitter.
Yeah, there's so many people that I know that like are cool in person, but anytime I see them on Twitter, it's just like, these tweets are so bad, dude. Like, it's just like, these make me not want to be friends with you. So I unfollow them and I tell them
that's
that.
why he doesn't follow me, by the way.
I mean, like, I don't think it's rude to not follow your friends on social media. And I've made this argument with a lot of people who like, oh, I hate these tweets, but like I have to follow them because like we're friends. I'm like, you don't have to do that at all.
For me, it's more important like on Facebook because that is how I connect with friends. On Twitter,
Hey, that's their slogan.
Oh, jeez. Dang it.
Yeah, send us our paycheck, Mark.
Yeah, inadvertent advertisement. But yeah, no, I mean, that's like Facebook is more personal as opposed to Twitter, which, you know, I kind of use it as a news feed or I disseminate my own stories. But that's why it's, like I don't feel the need to follow people on Twitter who are my friends.
I think you know, more outlets should do that. More social networks should tell you like, hey, like this guy is clearly annoying you. Maybe you should just not be friends with them on social media. You can be friends with them outside of that.
I like it, yeah.
Because it's just like, if you want to stay in touch with them, like what I do is so on Facebook right now I only have like 30 friends. And I actively go on like maybe like once a month I'll look and just see like, I don't know why I'm friends with this person. I'll just like remove them.
Nice.
And if I want to get in contact with them, I just send them a note on Messenger, which is also available on Facebook. So it's just like, there's no reason for us to be friends here. It's just like, if I need to talk to you though, like I'll just send you a message.
I like it. It's very slimmed down, the stripped down social network right there.
Alfred, do you take this woman to be your lawfully wedded wife, to have and hold in sickness and health?
Is that a question from a viewer?
To follow
Yes.
and retweet?
Those are my vows too. That's hilarious. How did you get a copy of my vows?
God, I wonder if that's like a thing, like a stipulation.
Oh my
in those,
God.
like big.
I imagine
bullcrap
it is
diva
for
weddings.
some couples, but not here.
Ugh.
Not with me.
That's so gross, though.
I signed a prenup so that you wouldn't get half of my followers if
Oh my God, that's probably happened, hasn't it?
I hope not.
That would be a hard thing to enforce.
Yeah.
But sure.
Also, like, you don't really share followers, like when you...
You do have to become friends with their friends, though.
In real life or on Twitter?
In real life, and by default, it tends to leak over.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I try. I don't follow.
But you
that
don't
many.
split friends, though, like in the event of a divorce.
You can. Yeah, you can split friends.
Oh,
you
okay.
definitely can.
Oops, I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, it's happened.
Alex Mitchell equates liking and commenting on each other's posts as to making out in public displays of affection.
Whoa.
Yeah, I
Well-
don't think he's that wrong.
Yeah, okay. Well,
Yeah, I'm not a fan.
I think
of,
it depends on the context of the post.
I'm not a fan of gushy.
Yeah, if
comments
it's
on
like "I
Facebook.
love you" post, and no, like my wife and I don't do that. That I find that
I did
terrible.
do that on purpose one time just to troll another couple that was like very open on Facebook, where I would
God,
just
you would do that.
I only show romance to annoy other people.
Yeah, there you
so-
go. This guy.
I had a friend I went to college with, and he's a grown-ass man. He was like 27 at the time, and he got a new girlfriend, and it was easily his most steady girlfriend that lasted more than like 4 days his entire life. And like by the 5th day on Instagram, it was like hashtag wifey material, and I'm like, well,
Ooh.
we're done here.
Wow. Yeah.
You got to show the world who you're in love with, man. Like it's, like show some appreciation every day.
Now, if Twitter can recommend that I unfollow those people, that would be good.
I would like it if
Twitter just goes complete sentient. Is like, this guy's clearly a D-bag.
Yeah.
Twitter now just starts like proactively like even if you try to follow somebody, it's like look
Like,
listen, you
don't
don't want,
bother.
You don't want any part
No,
of this.
No.
But do we really need the algorithm to tell us that? Can't you just unfollow on your own?
You could, yeah.
Well, I think there's, especially if you follow like 10,000 people, I think it is hard to maintain it actively.
Who does that?
A lot
don't
of people
know.
follow like
yeah,
10,000.
tons of people.
There's people that have bots that like will mass follow accounts, and then by the next week, if they notice that these accounts don't follow them back, they'll unfollow those accounts. So like, there's a lot of people where like if you notice, you could just get random follows from people that have like millions of followers.
Yeah.
Basically,
Those are all bots.
that's the account holder. Like the follow action was done by a bot.
Okay.
As the unfollow action will be as well, but it's like a real person behind it.
Oh, got
It's
it.
like it's a form of like growth hacking that is like very annoying. If you've ever noticed somebody who's like got a large following that keeps following you, but like has followed you more than once that you've never followed back,
got it.
that's why.
Got it. Well, there you go.
So is the bot going to suggest the bots to unfollow bots?
Pretty much, yeah.
I mean, bots are just having conversations with each other right now.
That's actually the new 359.
Yeah. We're all going to be fired and replaced by bots.
This whole episode is actually just computer generated from an AI that's watched the other 451 episodes and like generated a script.
Mimicked our awkwardness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually really do want to do that. I really want to take like our like scripts from our like previous shows and like just
Feed them into a bot.
and like see what it comes up with. That could be like, and then we just read that script for an episode.
That could be an entire episode for sure.
If you do that, that'll be like a special. That'll be like 500 or something for us, and I'll make it. I'll edit that video for you. We'll make that. All right, we are just about out of time. Any closing thoughts? Who's another stage show that would be cool with drones? That's farming out to you guys and to the chat. Who do you think would have a cool drone show?
Probably Tyler the Creator,
Yes.
because his whole album is like based off of like not like whole album, but like the artwork for a lot of it for Flower Boy is like bees and stuff. That might be cool. Wu-Tang Clan with the Killer Bees coming out on stage. I'm trying to think who else. That's who,
I got nothing.
Roger's old. He doesn't go to concerts
I don't
anymore.
go to concerts anymore. When I go to a concert now, I'm like, I'm so tired. When does this thing end?
But besides, okay,
you know what'd be great if Katy Perry did one with drones for Teenage Dreams, and then it's like the line like, do you ever feel like a plastic bag? And it's just a drone like as a plastic bag
Flying around?
Yeah.
But actually, it's just a drone that accidentally flew into a plastic bag.
Yeah,
and
couldn't
got
they just
stuck
get like a actual
like a
plastic
bird.
bag with like, I don't know, fans that blow it around?
Yeah,
Yo,
wouldn't that-
look, man, do
That'd
you
be, like,
ever
way
feel like
cheaper.
a plastic bag?
I kind of feel like one right now. I don't know.
And on that note, it's a perfect place to end the show and end the week. Hey, we want to say a special thanks to our friends over at USB who have sponsored this entire month, and it's completely self-validating, and that's kind of cool for us because we've never had a sponsor before.
Yeah.
Go check out and get information and look for the logos when buying official USB items. Find out more at enablingus.org. And Roger, you want to take us on out of here?
Yeah, 359 is available on iTunes, TuneIn, Stitcher, FeedBurner, Google Play Music, Google Podcasts, the Amazon Echo, and of course, CNET.com. See you all next week.
Take care. Have a great weekend.
Bye, all.